there, a warm welcome to you in this class on personal branding. I would like to use this opportunity to explain what is meant by personal branding, why it is important, and how this class can turn out to be very effective for you. Let's start with an example. Suppose you have written a book and are going to host a book release party. There are so many things to do for the ceremony, like selecting the venue, decorations, arrangement of good food and beverages, stage and setting arrangement, the sound system, and so many more things. You have done all of this preparation work, but you find that on the day of the party, no one shows up. Why? It is because you forgot to send out the invitations. You have not told anyone that you have written a book and was hosting its release party. Everyone in this world has talents which they can share with the entire world. But for that, you need to tell others that you possess those qualities and that others can gain a lot from you. For some of you, it might be a little awkward to come forward and say that, hey, I am the best person to do it. But believe it or not, sometimes you are the best person for a job. So you should tell people about your talents so that in return, they know you are the person whom to turn to for a particular work. So put yourself forward and say aloud what you are good at. Personal branding is firstly about knowing yourself, like trying to find out what's important to you, how your personality is organized, what are your values, and the kind of work you like. It's very important to have these answers clearly in your mind. And when you know all of that, go out and talk to other people about those things and promote yourself. This will help people to find you out for the right kind of work more easily. Brand building, most importantly, will help to differentiate you from people who do similar kind of work. You will become associated with certain qualities. When people hear your name, they can link you to certain kind of things. This will lead to several opportunities for you where you can showcase yourself and increase your reputation. And as I had already said earlier, that everybody in this world has a gift to offer others. And by personal branding, you are providing awareness to the people about yourself and the talent which you possess, which will ultimately benefit them. To deny the world the gifts that you can give, you do a disservice to the world. So come out and offer others the talent that you possess. Now, the level of personal in personal branding depends on you and what you want. Like we all have presence in social media, either through Twitter or Facebook or some other platform. We use them for both our personal and professional causes. The limit to which we want to personalize our brand will totally depend on ourselves. For some, it might be difficult to separate their personal and professional self. You always need to draw a line between them. However, it really depends on you and how personal you want to be. No doubt, there is always going to be some overlap. So you have to decide what's right for you. If you really value a delineation between these two halves of yourselves, go with that. Remember that authenticity is important here. And if you're not comfortable bringing more of your personal self into your personal brand, then don't do it. Because ultimately, your communications and the way that you relate to people through your branding effort need to be authentic. And if you're uncomfortable with it, don't do it. So think about what makes you comfortable and act accordingly. The last thing I would like to talk here is about knowing yourself properly. There are many self-assessment tools available in the internet. A famous one is the Myers-Briggs assessment. You can take the test and then read the descriptions on the result. It gives you an insight into yourself, and I think you'll find that it's really accurate. As this class is regarding creating infrastructure for your brand, knowing yourself is really important. It is crucial to understand why you have the reaction that you do, or why you dislike some things and like other things. And I think that understanding what you want out of your life, professionally and otherwise, will help guide you in the right direction. Your brand should always be a truthful reflection of your values. Now tell me, when you think of yourself and your brand and what you have to offer the world, what comes to your mind? Think about 3 words. These 3 little words will become crucial to your brand identity whether or not you share them with anybody else in the world. They'll serve you as your guiding principle. So they are gonna be very, very important. Like for example, they can be a pretty good guess as to what your core values are, like honesty, sincerity, efficiency, reliability, integrity, creativity, so on and so on. These three words will help to sum you up and your brand. They should be reflected throughout your brand. Sometimes when we get upset or experience other negative emotions, those kind of tend to drive us. And if we have those three keywords as speed bumps to kind of slow us down when that rush of emotion is carrying us forward, we kind of bump up against the first keyword and it slows us down a little. We bump over the second one and it slows us down a little more. And by the time you get to the third one, it's maybe slowed down your emotions enough that you can stop and think about whether or not what you are going to do is authentic to you and if you want that to become part of your identity. Next, let's come to the mission statement. Try answering and reflecting to this question. What do you plan to do with your life? I believe that the mission statement is a crucial part of your infrastructure. Think about the three words that you came up with that described your brand. They are like your quite abiding principle that only you know about. The mission statement should be limited to not more than 3 sentences. This will help you to cut straight to the chase and it really does help you figure out what your core values are. The statement should be something which you can memorize and share with people. If you're planning to use some sort of website to promote yourself, it's a good idea to have your mission statement on it. In this way, people can know from the beginning only exactly what they're getting into, so there is no mistake there.